Well, hello, my darlings. How are you doing today? I took a day off to paint my deck and my Adirondack chairs, so they're all painted up and everything. Good thing I did it yesterday because it was like 40, 50 degrees yesterday. Today it's low 40s, and tomorrow in the next couple of days we're going to get freezing weather and everything. So I got it all done, and that's good. So I'm happy with that. My name's Jane B. Lee. Here to talk about literature, books, poetry, things like that. Um, what I decided to do, I was thinking about this. Okay, my book, The Red Bitch's Revenge, and also The Red's Revenge, uh, to talk about a little bit about the development of the character of Dana. Dana's the protagonist in Red Bitch's Revenge, and Red Revenge is Dana's the protagonist. That means she's the hero. And so where did she get all of these awesome powers, awesome martial arts powers? Comes from her mother, not her father, but her mother, and her mother Eve. Now, when Eve was a child, her father was in the Air Force, and they traveled around Asia. So he would live in Guam for a couple of years, then he would live in Japan for a couple of years, and South Korea a couple of years, China a couple of years, and it was a couple of years here and a couple of years there, and sometimes going back to Guam and South Korea and things like that. But for the most part of about 15 to 20 years, he spent just moving around Asia. Well, he had originally put Dana into a dojo to learn some martial arts. She loved it. Instead of going once a week, she went every day. Every day it was open, she was in the dojo working. And through going through the different countries and everything, she learned the 10 different forms of martial arts. So there are 10 forms of martial arts, and she learned all of them. And she became a pro at all of them. Very, very good. Well, she comes back to the States. She moves to Georgia. She becomes a nurse, and she meets with Christopher. She meets Christopher at an art gallery. She falls in love with him, and they have twin boys. Okay, twin boys is an awful lot of energy to deal with all the time. So what she did was she put out a mat. And so she would teach her twin boys, start teaching her twin boys martial arts. And that was more to drain the energy out of them so that they were easy to handle at night. They didn't have a TV, and they didn't want a TV. At night after dinner, they would go to the library, their library in their house, and they would sit and they would read novels. They had books, all kinds of books, and they would read their books. So that was their life. And was reading. I hope it's your life too. And martial arts doesn't need to be your life. Anyway, so their next son, the first two boys, is named Axel and Bro. The next one, he's born 2 years later, and he immediately is on the mat with his brothers. 2-year-old brothers who are 2 years older than he is, and learning his martial arts. So that goes on, and then 4 years later, Eve gets a surprise pregnancy that she wasn't expecting. She and Christopher were on a vacation in South Beach, and she got pregnant. It happens sometimes. Vacations are that way. Anyway, so they have Dana. Dana's 4 years younger than her youngest brother, Lars, and Lars is 2 years younger than the two older boys. So she is now 6 years younger than the older boys. So she goes out on the mat. She's on the mat early. And she loves it, and she's a natural at it, and she works at it and works at it more than her brothers do. And she becomes very, very proficient in all 12 forms of martial arts by the time she's 12. And she's still learning, but she is very good by the time she's 12. Which brings me to the beginning of the book. That's where she comes from. That's where she learned her martial arts skills. That's where the art gallery came from. It comes from Christopher. He owned an art gallery. And so at 12, she is capable then of taking down the two bad men who are attacking Gina. So that's how Dana learned her martial arts. That takes you right up to the first page of the book, The Red Bitch's Revenge. So it takes you right into the first page and what's happening there and how did it get there. And then also don't forget the book Identity and the new book, which I can't find. Oh, here it is. And the new book, Angel the Assassin, which I tried to get to last night, but everybody kept calling me, so I was on the phone until time to go to bed. Anyway, love you all. Don't forget, Jane's Adventures in Storyland, www.janesadventuresinstoryland.com. Don't forget that. Give it a dial in because I change things in there all the time, and there's always poetry and the first chapters of the books are in there, and there's all kinds of stuff in there, poetry and plays and things like that. So, next time, I'm going to talk a little bit more about Dana's life and what she's developing into. So you all have a wonderful day. We're getting close to being free, You all take it easy. Love you all. Have a great day now. Bye.